This video is brought to you by Miniature Market. Thousands of board games, miniatures, and paints, discount prices at miniaturemarket.com.
Hey everybody, welcome to another Rob Looks At, and today we are looking at a game that I am completely fascinated and blown away with, and that is Agents of Mayhem from Academy Games. Now listen, I'm not going to go through every rule here. I'm just going to show you bits and pieces and explain a little bit so you at least whet your appetite, and then go over to Academy Games. They have a wonderful series of broken up videos on how to play the game, or else we'd be here for about almost an hour if I tried to explain everything that's going on. And I don't want to do that to you because you'll lose interest, and that's the last thing we want to do. What I'm going to do is just explain a little bit, tell you what I think of the game, and then if it's something that interests you, you can discover it for yourself. So without further ado, let's go down to the table and check out Agents of Mayhem, Pride of Babylon. Now, we're not going to explain all the rules, but there's just some really neat things I really want to show you guys and how this works. And it's a very unique and interesting system, how this all works. Here we have four characters, Dr. Babylon and his golem on one side, and then Fortune and Hollywood on the other side. As you can see up here on Fortune, she has a bunch of cubes in here. These are going to be spent to do certain actions. So on her turn, you can pick her and use certain actions. Say you just want to run, well, or just move. You would spend a speed and be able to move, and that will be gone from here. Okay, it's something that is already used. If you want to fire in that same turn, you can use some of your focus to fire your weapons. Or if you wanted to run and dash, you can spend those two cubes and be able to perform these actions. At the end of your turn, you're going to pass, and what's going to happen is there's going to be a refresh phase. But we're going to talk about that at the very end, because the way the turn phases go, it's a draw phase, your action phase, which is everything that we just did, and then a refresh. But I want to talk about this when we come back. Dr. Babylon and Golem would take their turn, and they would do the same thing. Either Dr. Babylon would go or the Golem would go. If he goes, it's just completely nasty. When we come back over here, you can try to go, and maybe you have a shot here, and then if you notice, you're really spent on the things that you can do. And the funny thing about that is you don't get the refresh at the end of the phase. What is going to happen is you're going to draw a card, and your teammate gets the refresh. And as you can see, he's been all used up, so he would get whatever is on this card. And for instance, gain an action cube. Okay, put it somewhere. Gain a shield. If he was out of his shield, he would gain a shield. And you would go through this whole thing and fill up what is determined on this card. Now, all these symbols are on a great rule summary sheet that explains everything that you need, so you have everything in front of you. Which, I mean, what do you expect from our good friends at Academy Games? The neat thing about this is you can buy abilities. There are gadgets that you can get yourself all geared up for, and as you can see, this is so cool because it just slides right in there. And depending on what you want to do, you actually push this down, and the card comes up so you can pull it out. So you're never ruining your cards, and you can assign different gadgets and so forth and so on. So say the turn went back to the Golem and went to Hollywood. Hollywood do his whole turn, and then of course we would draw another card, and then we would try to fill in the areas that are needed here. Another awesome thing is that when you take damage, you're going to take it first in your shields, okay? And then you're going to start hitting these areas. So you're going to start losing power at some point as you start taking more and more damage. Now you're only going to have one focus, or maybe you get damage that you put in your speed. And anytime you get to the total of 8, for Fortune at least,
and it's pretty much 8 for everybody. If 8 cubes are here at any time, your figure is removed from the game and out and eliminated, which is very easy because you can get beat up pretty badly in this game. So just a unique and fantastic system, because the refresh phase is actually part of the strategy. Do I take and push Fortune, or do I let her take damage and go twice, or do I go over to Hollywood and refresh and pray that I get enough things that are going to help me that following turn if the golem doesn't get a hold of me and rip me apart? It's just absolutely fantastic, and these cards are just absolutely beautiful. They give you everything, a little background, of course, everything spelled out for you. So you have your card with you, and then on the back you have all the things that you can upgrade your skill, your dark matter, your tech stuff that you can pop in there and really just jack up these guys as you go through this unbelievable campaign. The mission book is just fantastic. I'm going to kind of show you just a little bit of a setup, nothing too extensive, just to give you an idea of what this all looks like. So why don't we head over and first take a look at all these fantastic miniatures, which are already painted, by the way. So let's go take a look. Now, I wanted to show you guys all these amazing miniatures that come with this game. I was able to get this painted up, and we did a painting part 1. Unfortunately, part 2, I uploaded it to YouTube, but somehow it got corrupted, and I had already deleted the file. So I just kind of want to show you guys some of the really wonderful minions that go with Dr. Babylon, and this was a lot of fun to paint, easy to paint, and this all comes together in the base set. We have the golem here. As you can see, he's just ready to rip things apart, and I just really found him fascinating. And here are some of the good characters we're going to take a look at. There's Hollywood, of course, in all his glory, Hardline, and Fortune, and of course their partner Glory. Oh, let me turn around so you guys can see. There we go. Those are our heroes, and there are expansions that add heroes and add more villains too, so you can look forward to that. Some of our guns that we had done and that we finished up, and of course, how can we forget our main baddie here, Dr. Babylon himself, in all his horrible and evil badness. Just a lot of fun to paint to get this done, and these are the beautiful miniatures that are going to come with this game, because after all, it is a miniature game, and a good one at that. Let's take a look at the board itself. So there's a lot more board that goes together, but I just wanted to show you that you build these beautiful structures depending on what the mission is in the book, and you get this three-dimensional just beauty that where you can jump down, jump up, there's height levels, and there's advantages to each thing. These are the dice that you're going to be using. This is the lowest percentage that you can hit at. This is the middle, and of course the highest. Now, things go a little bit different in this game. Say, for instance, that our Fortune wanted to shoot down at the golem, and it would be 2 red dice, or 1 red dice, excuse me. But let's just say that you would get a bonus 2 dice. Well, the way that would work, instead of giving you 2 other red dice, you start with a white, and then you would take this out and move it up to a yellow. Or let's say that there was a disadvantage and you were rolling 1 red die, okay, and it would be -2. Well, you would go down from a red, which is the highest percentage to hit, down to a yellow, and then finally down to a white, and see if you were able to hit. And of course you would roll, and then you would assess damage like we had talked about earlier. I think this is really unique because you may start out with a whole bunch of dice, but then there are a whole bunch of different advantages
or disadvantages that can change a modifier, or a card can be played that can change dice or take away dice. And I really just find that really fascinating and really think it works very well, because you're really thinking the percentages. If you need to hit this guy, I need to hit this guy and get him away from maybe coming after Hollywood here. So, you know, there's a lot of different variables. Do I shoot from here, waste my turn, waste my ammo on this, and then, hopefully, or do I pick Hollywood and have him take a shot where he might have a better advantage, but, depending on what cubes he has or how refreshed he is, there's a lot of strategy and a lot of things going on here that I haven't even covered, that just make this a fantastic experience. Now, I really suggest you go over to Academy Games, take a look at the wonderful explanation videos. They're broken down into 10-minute intervals that will tell you everything. I wanted to show this to you, get this in your head, and get you over there to take and listen to their wonderful explanation from Gunter, who created this, and of course Uwe, who play tested this until he was blue in the face. This is a fantastic experience. I just wanted to really go over this and let you know that there's something special out there, and hopefully you'll go over to Academy Games, order it from of course, Miniature Market, which I'm sure it will be there as soon as it can be. So without further ado, let's go up top and close this out. Now listen, this is just a fantastic experience. There's so much story here. This was a video game. I believe it was even a comic book, if I'm not 100% sure. I love the design to it. I love all, when you get bonuses, you go up in levels in dice, and instead of just going, well, now you get 2 more of these or 2 more of that, you can build your way up. So if you've got a low percentage white die, you can go to the yellow to the red, and I think that's a fantastic thing. The other thing I'm really blown away is that there is no downtime. There's no cleanup phase. It's built into the game, and I think that is fantastic. The cards, the models, everything. I loved painting this. This was a lot of fun. I love all the story that you get. Each character that you're going to play, you're going to get your skill chart in the back. Here's Heart Attack. He's actually pretty cool. He's the guy that is not too happy and flipped everybody else. The Golem is just cool. Dr. Babylon, Fortune and Glory. All the things that come with this base set are just absolutely mind-blowing. And just a fantastic experience. And this game is another one of those games that tells a story and does a fantastic job of doing it. Another home run hit from Academy Games, but I mean, what did you expect? These guys blow it out of the water. Gunter and Uwe it never ceases to amaze me what is floating around in their brains, because they really do come up with some fantastic games. So, do I suggest you go get it? Absolutely. You will not be disappointed. This is a fantastic experience. I love everything about this game. Go check it out. I think it's right up your alley. And until next time, it's your old pal Ron. We'll see you soon.